Over the last 30 years, I have been teaching equity investing. How do you pick up companies? How do you go through their business model? How do you look at the financials? How do you study the industry? How do you forecast their future? Finally, value them, compare with them with the price, and decide whether this stock is worth going long or short. But these are all theoretical definitions, you see. There are people who complete their CA, CFA program and still they are totally diffident and clueless as to how to actually walk the talk. They can't do it. And that's the struggle. Because when you approach the industry is wanting to see whether you can actually analyze equity. They do not want to see the certification CA or CFA. Of course, the certifications show that you have a certain character and you have gone through the academic part. But there is a huge gap between the practical industry versus academia. And I've been struggling because no matter how much I think, the top 5% or 10% of the entire crowd are able to move ahead, march ahead into a brilliant aspiring career. But 90% of the crowd stay in mediocrity even after doing the certification programs. And therefore now, after so many years, I have decided to start this Analyst Stack program. And this program is a program from the industry and for the industry participants. This program bridges the gap between the practical world and the academics. In this program, we start from the basics. It is called Analyst Stack. So it is a stack because we start from financial modeling and valuation. We move over to investing, that is how equity research is done, where we have deep dive into around 15 plus industries. And not by me, but by industry experts, those who have spent 5, 10, 15, 20 years researching, say, the automobile sector or the pharmaceutical sector or the financial services sector. They are the ones who will deep dive into the industry. Further on, in the third stack, we have AI in finance, because let's understand, nowadays equity research or investing is not supposed to be done the way it was done 10 years ago. If you do it that way, you are being inefficient. You are not using the technology that AI offers. But AI is not just GPT and prompting. AI is far deeper. So we go deeply into how you can leverage AI for the purpose of optimizing the knowledge that you have in finance. And finally comes the holy grail. That is, do you get a kickstart into a job, or you already have a job and can you switch and get over into the next trajectory? So we have a bonus program on career development. So it's financial modeling and valuation, followed by investing, that is equity research, then AI in finance, and a bonus module on career development. Believe me, I have not seen a parallel program of this nature globally. This is the first program coming from the staple of SSCI, which is a proprietary content of SSCI, not a test prep content. Over the last 30 years, we have been preparing students for CA, CFA, FRM as a test prep company. It is high time that we now start teaching students how to actually get a job. From day one, they are ready. Who are the industry participants who would be taking this program? Would you like to meet them? Presenting before you the rich team of industry participants who would be taking this program along with me. These are people who have proven their worth. They have spent years into their respective areas of expertise. Hear them out.
I am Vidyut Kauntia, and I come from a pure commerce background, a very humble starting point. I don't even have the degree or certifications that most of you already have. Yet, I have gone ahead and worked at the world's biggest and the most exciting tech startups, such as Uber in India and Swivel in Dubai. Let me assure you that confidence, articulation, and first impressions are not personality traits. They are skills, they are signal transmissions, and that can be taught. That is why the Analyst Stack exists, to teach you what degrees, certifications, universities will never teach you. That is, how to read an interview room and truly win in it.
Hi, I'm Krishna Killa. I run Ironclad Asset Management. We are a public market investment firm and a early stage venture capital firm. When I first heard about Analyst Stack, my first reaction was much needed. I think it really fills in the gap of teaching students and early professionals what analysts in typically first 6 to 12 months would learn at buy-side firms like ours. So I'm really looking forward to this being sort of like a much needed compulsory course for everyone. And I'll most likely be taking the private equity and venture capital modules within the course. So look forward to seeing you out there.
I'm Kumar Saurabh, and I will be your faculty for some of the subjects. I come from a data science and investing background. Currently, I'm a SEBI registered investment advisor. I have been in the equity markets for last 10 years. At the same time, I have also worked as a data scientist as a guest faculty for multiple B schools. In this program, I'll be taking subjects related to AI in finance, fundamental investing, industry and sector deep dives. The way we have built this program, we have tried to keep it very close to how it is practiced in the industry with the kind of learning which is very much application based on case study, which you can learn and go and apply in the industry.
In 2026, degrees and certifications are not just enough to get you a job. What you also need is hands-on practical experience. Hi everyone. I'm Chinmay Amte, a content creator on LinkedIn with 70,000 followers, an ex-Big Four consultant, also an Excel and financial modeling trainer, having trained more than 12,000 participants. I would like to share why you should consider joining SSCI's Analyst program. It teaches you practical relevant skills like Excel, financial modeling, equity research. It also prepares you for job interviews, case studies, and overall mentorship of 140 plus hours.
Hi, I'm Darang Agrawal and I'm a fund manager with Old Bridge Asset Management. When I think about the analyst track, I think it's a compelling proposition for anyone who's looking at building a career in equities research or equities investment. Why do I say so? Because I think it's a course which has been curated by practitioners to essentially bridge from the classroom to the workstation. If you're someone who's moderately interested in building a career in finance and specifically in equities, I would strongly recommend you to consider this course.
Hello friends, this is Mrityunjay Mukherjee, one of the oldest students of Sanjay Saraf sir. So he taught me 20 years back and he's the one responsible, motivation and the reason behind all my successes and achievements. I hold around 18 years of experience in credit across different leading organizations across the country. And I'm really glad that sir is launching the Analyst Stack program, which will be a critical tool for the student to bridge the gap between the academics and the industry needs.
My name is Anuj Bhutia. I'm a qualified actuary with over 15 years of work experience spanning quant investing and asset liability management within the insurance sector. I'm currently working with HDFC Life as an actuary. I think this program, the Analyst Stack, really bridges the gap between theory and real equity research work. It's a perfect program for CFA and FRM candidates aiming for such equity research roles. What I really like about the program is how practical it is. It covers practical analyst skills, including advanced Excel, valuation frameworks, and tools that are commonly used in the industry. It also incorporates AI, which can be used to enrich research quality and efficiency.
If you have ever studied with me, any program, CA, CFA, you know the sincerity with which I deliver the program. And it is the same sincerity which will be reflected in the Analyst Stack. There are so many people who are out there, who are working and who are doing jobs which are mundane, which are not top quality jobs, okay, and who are feeling that how do they shift their career into a different level altogether. And they have no reply. Why? Because skills are lacking. And skill is something that you can't build unless you have a dedicated pool of experts and a dedicated program designed with gold standard content and the gold standard industry participant team. And that's what the Analyst Stack is all about. The type of content that we have developed in the Analyst Stack, it is far, far superior as compared to any content that has been readied by these institutes. Okay, this is above gold standard. I should say platinum plus standard. So join us into this journey of Analyst Stack. Whether you are a finance student, a graduation student, or a CA student, a CFA student, FRM student, or you are not doing any program, or you are working executive and you are wanting a switch into your job, you got to join this program because this is what you are waiting for.